What's up, guys? So I'm taking a break from iPhones and Apple products, I think, at least for this video. Maybe that'll continue in the next video, but at least for this video, I wanted to try something else. I've been thinking about these toys that I kind of grew up with, things you would see on on TV, like commercials and stuff, Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, whatever you used to watch growing up. I grew up in the 2000s, like late 90s, 2000s. Kind of wanted to just kind of go back and rebuy some of the stuff that we would see as kids, but we didn't have our own money. And now that we have our own money, we can kind of actually buy. So I wanted to just try this. This always caught my eye, but I never really wanted to ask my parents for it for one reason or another. So I thought, now that I have my own money, right, I can go ahead and actually buy it. So I was actually able to find one of them brand new on eBay. So I found a brand new one. It's called Cube World. I'll play the ad right here, so that way maybe it'll jog your memory.
Welcome to Cube World, where stick people stick together. Start with one.
Good boy.
Connect two to double the fun.
Ew, now I'm gonna have to clean that up.
Stack up some more, then watch them explore. Cube World. You never know what they'll do next.
You guys are out of control.
Earthquake! Look out! Ew, gross!
Cube World. Cool new cubular characters for you to collect.
If you two can't get along, I'm gonna have to separate you. There.
Cube World. It's no place for squares.
I remember seeing it on on store shelves and stuff like that. I never actually owned these in growing up, so this is kind of gonna be a new experience for me. So yeah, I bought these off of eBay. They were actually pretty decently priced. Now I did buy two because that's meant to be used in unison, I guess. The more you have, the more things that these little things would react to. It's almost like the Tamagotchis almost. It kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, I actually bought two. One of them is going to be for me to try to open, disassemble it and see what's inside. That's why the one of them is actually broken. So I kind of did that intentionally. So that way, if I do have to somehow, if I can't find a way to get inside of it, I have to break it or whatever, then there should be no problem. But this brand new one, I'm gonna try my best not to really damage if it's brand new in the box. Now these are powered by batteries, so I would pretty much almost guarantee that the battery's dead and I have to replace it. So luckily I have a couple of these watch batteries laying around. They have different series, as you can see right there's a series 1. So that's the brand new one. That one's new in box, so we'll go ahead and open that one right now. And this other one is just the single one that came on its own, so it didn't didn't have the packaging for this one. This is the one that was telling you guys that it was it's broken. All right, there you go. So this one just came in a plastic bag, which is fine. I don't see any dead pixels on it right now, so I mean everything looks good. It looks like it's in good condition. I don't know what series this is from. I didn't even know they had different series. I don't know if this is from the first one, from the second one, if there's a third one, whatever. But this is just one of them, just so that way the other cube has something to do. I wonder if they're compatible, like different series. I would imagine they are, but okay. And for the brand new one in box, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual box, like on all angles and stuff. You can tell the plastic right here is a bit dirty, but I mean that is to be expected. And of course it's dead. Like it doesn't have any. The battery is completely dead in here. So I'm gonna try to open it without it actually without damaging the plastic too much. I'm just gonna try to make it like a little cut, but it has that kind of packaging where it's kind of a bitch to open without scissors, and all I have is a box cutter. So I'll try my best to just cut it with that and then kind of try to squeeze it out from the bottom. But yeah, so the whole intention is I wanted to get two of them, so that way they could. I was telling you guys they can interact, and this is how the box looked like whenever I took the cube out. That was just like the little overlay where the thing sat in, where the toy sat in. Yeah, these buttons don't do anything. So, and those are the magnets. That has a speaker at the on the outside, like on the back right there. And that's those are I think those are what's rattling is those magnets right there. And they kind of connect like this. And let me just go ahead and grab my screwdriver. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the brand new one. And yeah, it has a Sony 2032 battery, which is way past its expiration. So we'll go ahead and definitely replace that. And actually, before I replace the battery, let me go ahead and unscrew the other one too, so I can just replace both of them in one go. Yeah, this one, I don't think it had the original battery. This just had like a replacement. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace the battery and then just screw the lid back on it. Oh yeah, you can tell as soon as I put the battery in, it makes it sound. Like you can tell it's like that, like one of those you know, cheap 90s toy speaker on it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and then on this one, you can definitely tell where the dead pixels are. You can see it's right across the screen there. It looks like it's only half of it though. So, I mean, the thing still functions properly. It just has those dead pixels. And then I'll just let it play here for a little bit so that way you guys can see some of the animations that they do. Yeah, and I think putting it side by side was the better idea. I'm just trying to press some of these buttons just to kind of get an idea of what they do, which I still have no idea what they do. I think it wakes them up like from sleep if you leave them idle for a while. Again, it does make a sound whenever you put them next to each other. The only thing I have not been able to get them to interact with each other. Let me see. If I leave them here long enough. Yeah, it looks like one of them's knocking on the door for the other one. Okay. All right, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Where they kind of like they go on one of them. One of them goes onto the other's cube, and then it's actually pretty cool. Like really entertaining for a couple minutes. Trying to put them top to bottom just to see what they do, but I don't think it does anything. I'm gonna see if I can get them to interact again with each other, but this time make the orange one go into the yellow one's cube. Oh yeah, I wanted to see what happens whenever they're like interacting with each other. That's pretty cool. Whenever they're in there, whenever they're in one cube and you disconnect them to see what, you know, the animation that plays, and that was pretty cool. So now I'm going to try to disassemble the yellow one, but I want to bring this one out so that way you guys can see some of the animations it does whenever it's just idle. So I'm going to prop it up on this thing so that way you guys could see it. While I try to disassemble this one, I'm going to try to see what the entry point is, like how we would even get inside this thing. Because whenever I took out the battery the first time, I didn't really see much. It was just plastic everywhere pretty much. I'm honestly not entirely sure. I don't really see anywhere like any visible screws or anything past the, you know, the lid that we can possibly get inside. The only thing I can think of is these holes that you see in each corner. There might be a screw somewhere in there, but I just don't know. So yeah, so it looks like there is a screw inside of them, but my iFixit screwdriver wasn't thin enough. So luckily I have these like thin ones that kind of fit in those holes, but I want to say they're Phillips head, and the one that I have that was skinny enough that fit in there, it didn't. Like right now I'm using a flathead to see if I'm able to unscrew it somehow, if I feel any tension, you know, being removed. But I don't really feel anything. Like I feel like it wants to, but I just don't have the right screwdriver for it. So with the flathead, I actually kind of felt like I was getting somewhere with it, at least on this side. It still was almost an impossible task because the other 3 holes I didn't feel anything in. This is the only one I kind of felt some of the tension being removed from it. And then you saw the orange cube fell asleep, and then it just turned off. I already tried multiple screwdrivers, multiple ways to get inside of it, but I wasn't able to. So I unfortunately resorted to violence. So I just grabbed a hammer and then, you know, smashed it against the top, and I was able to get the top of it off. But still, even with that, you can kind of see the magnets, how they work. Barely, right? I feel like we can go further than this. I was just doing it from the top, trying to break the seal between the 2 halves somehow, but it didn't end up working that way. So I'm gonna give it a couple more hits. Let me see. I know I don't like destroying these things, but it's just like it was the only way I can get it taken apart without having to order some special tool that I was only going to use for like that only had one use case. It makes me feel better that at least it was the screen was already kind of halfway going out, right? I'm just trying to justify it. But yeah, so after a couple more hits, it looks like this now. And then this is the inside of the device itself. So it looks like this is what controlled it. And yeah, the screen is just glass everywhere at my desk now, but from the screen, I actually was surprised that it's glass. I thought it was plastic, but yeah, there's glass everywhere. And then you can see some of the, I was gonna say ink, but that's not ink. Some of the pixels on the display are it's just, you know, it's broken. And yeah, this is pretty much what powered the thing. It was just a little board with the screen attached to it, and then all the cables running to the magnets. But yeah, that's pretty much what's inside one of these little cube world things. Yeah, I was trying to look at how much they MSRP'd for, like whenever they came out, like how much they were, but I wasn't able to find anything. So if you guys remember, definitely let me know down in the comments. I know they made I know these were the first ones, the orange one that I have, like it was the series 1 or whatever. I know they had bigger ones eventually, like they had a bigger one that was pretty much the same thing, but you can connect the other ones around it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. Let me know if you guys want to watch more of these kind of videos where instead of just talking about iPhones and Apple products, like we can definitely dive more into like these nostalgic toys. Definitely let me know if you recommend me try or buy any of these devices. I just wanted to say thank you guys for all the support, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. That's gonna do it for this one.